Hello, my favorite girly pops, squirrely pops, Kermit pops, everybody pops. So, in today's video, for the low introductory price sale of absolutely nothing, I am very excited to announce, you heard it here very last. We're going to be talking about my favorite YouTuber's latest video. I don't know if you know, there's this girl named Amber on the internet. She is the most entertaining queen of all entertainment media as we know it.
No problem. I just need you to sign here.
So, Ambi, my favorite YouTuber, the most entertaining, riveting, most popular girl in school, she's saying the reaction channel, like, absolutely want to know absolutely everything about her and they're obsessed with her. And I'm just like, go be obsessed with my Kermit. That's not true. No one's obsessed with you. Nobody wants to know everything about you. Okay. All right. Go put your phone on silent again and look for your cat. She's also talking about her cat that she lost and trashing reaction channels. It's a wonderful time to be alive, girls. And there's like a lot of little cute little things that she peppers her videos with that I like to call couldn't even make 8 minutes. All right. We're going to get into a lot of drama here, okay? But speaking of my Kermit, have you ever wanted to purchase one yourself? If you do, please use my affiliate link. If you go right here, it is my affiliate link. So when you purchase it or, when you're thinking about purchasing it, just let me know. Say, I'm thinking about purchasing a Kermit or my Kermit has shipped. I could be excited for you. All right. Everything I'm saying, if you could not tell already from this ridiculous intro, is for entertainment purposes only. Please don't take anything I say seriously. I'm sharing opinions, not facts, and publicly accessible information, first made public by public figures. Please do not go to these people's channels. Don't leave them mean-spirited, negative, discouraging, disparaging comments. It's a wonderful time to be alive, girls. I feel like a girl of 2018 again. Okay, Amber says that reaction channels are stalking and harassing her and want to know absolutely every single thing about her life. And she doesn't understand how in this community we have glamorized and allowed that. I would like to know how this community allowed you to dance on the way to a child's grave. How this community allowed you to make inappropriate TikToks about certain films while Beck was laying her mom to rest. I would like to know how this community actually allowed and for you to uh get rid of two separate pets and pretty much end their living. Like, I would love to know how this community allowed you to debase and degrade your ex Beck, who literally did everything for you. Oh, you mean that's just your own actions? Okay. As far as what she said, reaction channels are absolutely not stalking her. It is in the worst of taste to make that statement. It's not a joke and it's not funny. Anyone that has ever been stalked before will attest to it being a very serious matter and Amberlynn pretending that reaction channels are stalking her. And the reason that she's using this very serious word is because she knows that unfortunately there's a certain amount of people that watch her that just believe everything she says. It's just like when she lied and said that her weight loss surgeon was doxxed. And then when she was called out for lying about that word, she said, okay, maybe I used the wrong word. Yeah, that's not the first time you used the wrong word, right? Maybe you used the wrong word. So you are not being stalked. None of the reaction channels even live in her state currently. I know I don't. I know Jordy doesn't. I know Zach doesn't because they've all said where they live. I know Mr. Snowflake is, from my understanding, living not in the United States of America and is not from the United States of America, right? Okay. I'm sure there's some other reaction channels that may be posting about her on a daily basis that maybe I'm missing, but they're probably not from the state of Wisconsin. But even if they were, do you have any proof that you can show us where people were coming to your house or writing you hundreds of emails, calling you hundreds of times, hiding by your house? Like, none of this is going on. What stalking is. How dare you use such a serious word to describe entertainment videos? What she's really trying to say, she's straight out lying. No one is stalking her. None of us even live in her state. We have no contact with her, and no one is contacting her privately. So what are you talking about? Provide proof that you're being stalked. Oh, wait. What you consider stalking is people making videos. So is the entertainment business, are the entertainment magazines, is the nightly news stalking the Kardashians or Kylie Jenner? No, they're talking about public figures. That's what she means. If you were wondering what she means about stalking, she thinks that when people make videos about her, they're stalking her. No, because if that was stalking, they would be arrested for it. They're doing it in an open entertainment field where they're just speaking about what you said. They're not having any direct private contact with you. They're not bothering your life. They're not changing your life. How dare you make light of such a serious topic that has affected so many people? How can someone stalk you if they're not even in the same vicinity as you? No one is calling you, no one is talking to you. You're lying. People are allowed to talk about public figures in perpetuity. It's not illegal. People talk about me all the time. It's not stalking. It's they're talking about somebody that they know from the internet. And we all go through that. So I just find it in the poorest of taste to pretend that she's being stalked. Please provide evidence or proof or give one sentence of how any of the reaction channels have ever even had any kind of dealings with you privately, because other than you constantly DMing Zachary Michael, you DM Zach sometimes. I don't see how anyone even speaks to you. I've never spoken to her privately a day in my life. I've never lived in her states, and I would never, under any circumstances, check for her or care what she's doing on a daily basis. She's just a public figure, a stranger on the internet that I talk about. Like, you're not being stalked. If you don't like being talked about as a public figure, I have great news. You can quit YouTube now and get a different job. We all go through what she's going through. The reason why it's a bit easier for us is because we do not do terrible things on a daily basis. We don't debase and degrade our partners or our ex-partners. We're not lying and creating and causing massive drama. And that's why when people talk about us, it's not to the lengths, it's not to the depths of where she doesn't like it. You see, she doesn't like what people say about her because she feels it's extreme, because her actions are extreme. Not all the time, but usually it's going to be what people are saying about you, it's going to be proportionate to what you're doing and what you're saying. As far as that ridiculous statement that reaction channels want to know everything that's going on in her life, absolutely not. I feel like I can safely say that the majority of the people talking about her are doing so because they're getting a paycheck in exchange. Like, this is just a job. I don't care what you do on a daily basis. Where's the proof that reaction channels want to know what she does on a daily basis? It's common sense that you came on to the platform, said you lost your cat, and said it wasn't your fault, even though, yeah, you blame yourself, but it wasn't your fault. So people are like, go look for your cat. Even your audience is saying, go look for your cat. But I don't care what you do on a daily basis. Do I think you're not looking for your cat? Yeah, I think you're not looking for your cat, but I don't. I mean, when has any reaction channel ever even inquired what she does on a daily basis? We know you do nothing all day because you told us already, and it's common sense. So, just so we're clear, reaction channels do not care what she is doing all day, and no one is stalking her. How disrespectful, aka despectful, and wild to even allege such lies. What you're doing is you're slandering people. You are spreading vicious, malicious, with malice lies about reaction channels. No one is stalking you. Go on your channel right now. Say the name of the person that's stalking you so they could sue you for defamation and slander. Go ahead, Amber. One more point. In the video, she actually says that she likes to have an hour to herself or some time to herself when she first wakes up. I'm really not sure what you mean by that. You have the whole day to yourself. You don't actually have to go out and work. And obviously, your job doesn't take you hours. You're posting 5-minute vlogs, and half of them are pre recorded. You do nothing all day other than let out your dogs and are slowly losing your pets. My point here is this: I think that everybody needs some time to themselves. But usually, when a person makes a statement like that, it's because they would like an hour to themselves before they have to go take care of the kids. They have to go take care of the house, or they have to go take care of the garden, or they have to work, or they have to cook a meal, they have to run errands. She's literally stuck inside that house until her girlfriend comes home. What are you taking time like for yourself away from? Like, what is this time that you need simply for yourself, that first hour, when the whole day you're sitting in your bed and doing nothing because you're like isolated and stuck in that house and you don't do any chores, you're not doing anything? Can you please explain it to us? Because I genuinely, like, I would like to know, like, you do understand that when you're doing nothing all day, taking time for yourself is literally your daily your daily day. Before we get to the cat, Amber says that she missed the phone call from the woman about the cat, right? Uh, and this is what she says: my phone is on silent all the time, so sadly I missed the call. No, not sadly you missed the call, not regrettably you missed the call. Obviously, you missed the call. Do you expect to get phone calls when your phone is on silent all the time? Like, what is happening here? Like, I feel like she's doing this, she's saying this, and she expects what? Do you expect sympathy? If you were waiting for a phone call about your missing cat, do you think it would behoove you to turn on the ringer on your phone? And again, this is a petty thing that I would ordinarily not even talk about, but since she's decided to dedicate some time to this, I'm going to ask the following question: why in the world is your phone on silent all the time? Please don't get me wrong. I do not care that her phone is on silent all the time. I don't care if she throws out her phone. Her phone doesn't matter to me. Whatever her phone habits are good for me, cuz I don't care. I don't live with her. I don't know her like that, and I don't care what strangers do with their phones. But since you brought it up, public figure, towards 200,000 people, 200 and plus thousand people, let's talk about it. Usually, people that have their phone silent on all the time are at work, or they're busy, or maybe they have a baby that's sleeping. None of that is happening with you. You're not working all the time. You're posting 5 to 6 minute videos. You're boasting that you're going to post 3 minute videos soon. That doesn't take all day. Uh, it takes me a few hours to make my videos, but it's not going to take me from 9 to 8 p.m. to make my video. I would never say that. But it takes me hours because they're longer and they take editing and whatnot. And I have to think about what I'm going to say. She's just filming herself with a Barbie cup. Let's just relax here. So, you're waiting for this important phone call from like the lady about the cat, and you miss it, and you dare call it sadly I missed the call. No, obviously you missed the call because you chose to. Why is your phone on silent all the time? Why don't you put it on ring or medium ring? What about phone calls from your partner? What about phone calls from your mom? What if your mother has an emergency? What if your mom has to go to the hospital? It's amazing. Okay. When a person is neglectful of everyone and everything in their life, they can't expect to be happy. I just want to say that. This is so phenomenal to me, what she says about rarity. This is like the epitome of, like, not who she is, but I shudder to think what would happen if every pet owner thought this way. And this is also deeper than just pets and her losing rarity or worse. I think this is mainly about how she uses excuses, okay? Or how she, even deeper than that, how she explains bad behavior away. As long as either someone else is doing it, she's famous for saying, oh, well, other YouTubers did this too. Why am I being called out? Or as long as there's some type of proof out there that what she did was okay, it's okay. I'm going to explain to you. Remember when we were discussing those messages on Facebook about rarity, where people were saying, Amberlynn, you were clearly informed that there was a cat that was no longer with us. You never even went to see the cat. You just called about it, right? She talks about this incident in this video. I don't understand what you're trying to prove. She says she saw the posting about the cat that's no longer with us. She didn't know if it was rarity, and she ASAP called. Now listen, this is listen closely, but not for very much longer. This is the whole point. She said in the description of the posting, it literally says to call, so I called. She says this for a reason. Quote, so in the description, it literally says to call. She's saying it literally, I'm sorry, literally says to call. She's saying that so she can absolve herself of not going over there like anyone else would because they were terrified of it being their deceased cat. She's giving an excuse of why she didn't go over there. In the description box, it said to call. So I called. The lady on the phone told me it's not Rarity because it doesn't look like Rarity, about like the certain markings on the face Rarity didn't have. And then the woman left her a voicemail. I believe you, Amber, that in the description of the posting, it said that you should call. I don't think you're lying about that. However, it's the fact that you didn't get yourself up, take an Uber, or ask Tommy to take you there instantly that is indicative of who you are as a person. I understand that you're using the posting's language of please call as an excuse of why you didn't go there, but most people whose cat was missing in the elements of Wisconsin in the deep winter and the freezing cold, and people who would have had the money for Uber or drove themselves or had a girlfriend that drove them 3 hours to a Billie Eilish concert would have asked the girlfriend to take them there, and they wouldn't have even bothered calling. The fact that your inner nature, like as a cat mom, they were so obsessed with you and you love your pet so much, you lost your cat because you left the door open because you can't be bothered to let the animals to walk around with the animals outside while they do their business. That's what happened. Suppose unless she did something deeper with the cat, I'm not going to go into it. The point is you lost your cat and you're not concerned enough to take an Uber there to ask Tommy to drive you there. She's trying to rely on this description of the posting to say, I was told to call, so I called. I don't care that they told you to call. Most people would have immediately went over there. They would have even went over there even if they called and were informed it's not their cat, just to make sure. It's your inner nature that's being shown here. And I suspect that she knows that. I suspect that she knows what's happening. She knows who she is deep down inside. And she thinks that she can hide it from other people. So, one more time, I definitely believe you. No one is, I haven't seen anyone concerned that she was lying about the posting. People believe you that it says that you should call. It's the fact that you did not go there. Despite it saying to just call, you still chose not to go there. And most people would have went there. And that's who you are. Inner nature. You don't care about that cat. You didn't care about when Gracie passed on because of your carelessness. You don't care about Rarity either. And no amount of you trying to prove that you do will change anyone's mind. And I'll tell you why. You know, for example, if I come on here and I say something that is genuinely true, I probably won't need to convince anyone. And in fact, I wouldn't even need to say it. People would just feel it. We can feel it. Like, I don't know, it's palpable. Can't you just feel it from her demeanor? From her posting? Look at this. I'm going to show you something. She just posted this on Instagram. This is her Spotify Wrapped. Posting this while your cat is missing is really just shocking and terrible. This is Spotify Wrapped. I love Spotify. It's like a music service that you pay for usually. And it lets you play songs to yourself. She has listened for 21,260 minutes to Billie Eilish or like all of these songs. I don't really care. 354 hours you spent listening to music, but you couldn't take 1 hour out of your day to take an Uber and go over there and make sure that it's not Rarity. You couldn't ask Tommy if this was at night to drive you. You couldn't take an Uber. You couldn't go the next day, whatever the situation. Even if, okay, I understand, even if she couldn't go that day on the weekend to make sure, what if that person was wrong? You waste 300. I can't even. The amount of time that you waste on listening to Billie Eilish versus looking for your cat is wild. Now, please, I don't need this comment in my comment section, so I'm going to make it first. Obviously, she wasn't listening to 354 hours while the cat was missing. But my point in bringing up how long she listened to music was to say, if you can dedicate this amount of time to listening to music, you can dedicate 1 hour to go and see. It's the fact that it didn't even bother you. It didn't even bother you. It wasn't even on your mind to go over there, despite what that woman said. What if she's wrong? Is she the cat owner? You are. Good question. Why do you keep posting about Billie Eilish instead of posting pictures of your cat Rarity on your Instagram? If I were her, I would post pictures every single day of Rarity on her Instagram, because maybe somebody who's looking at your Instagram just saw your cat or knows where your cat is or found your cat. You post how many hours you were listening to Billie Eilish for the end of the year. Why are you going on as if nothing has happened? Like, it's wild to me. Why aren't you posting pictures of your cat Rarity every day? Or maybe you don't have enough pictures to post every day. I mean, when I say that it's palpable what's going on here, you're trying to mimic how a person would feel in this situation, because you don't feel that way. I can tell right away. You should be posting, in my opinion, pictures of Rarity every single day instead of pictures of how many hours you spent listening to Billie Eilish. Because listening to like music is not going to keep your like cat safe. It's not going to get your cat back. Thank God that you now have two pets versus three, because the more pets that you have in your care, the more that they lose their lives. And you know what? I'm just going to say something. I think it's better off just possibly not even being in Amber's care than whatever else, because I can't believe that an elderly cat like Rarity, who spent her life in different apartments with different girls that you were trying to suck up to, is now in the elements because you had a lot on your mind. So, all I have to say is posting how many songs you were listening to on Spotify is in poor taste while your cat is missing. You should not do anything other than work and try to search for your cat. Or you know what? Don't search for your cat. Stop talking about it. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't believe you. And it's palpable how much she doesn't care about the cat. What does she show in the video? She shows a drinky bottle and, some girly drinky bottle or whatever, sippy cup. Are you showing a sippy cup, Ambi? And like Legos, and says, "This is who I am, Barbie sippy cups," and Legos. What about your cat? Your cat didn't deserve to lose her life the way that like you've created it. So you're out there in a warm home. Stop having animals if you cannot take care of them. And honestly, this whole thing with that picture that she showed or whatever, like the posting, is so irrelevant that they told you to call. It's the fact that you didn't want to go there no matter what they told you that shows your character. Then starts speaking about the word ornament, and she explains that the reason that she knowingly and willfully says the word ornament with a D is because her mommy says it like that. Okay. I really, in general, think this is a petty thing that she refuses to pronounce words properly and wants to embarrass herself on the internet. I don't really care, and I would ordinarily not like really give a lot of time to this, because like I think it's petty and it's pointless, and it doesn't really point to her character in any way, shape, or form. If you really want to pronounce words incorrectly, you want to mispronounce words on the internet, 240 to like 100,000 subscribers, this a math channel, that's fine. Go ahead. It's just so strange to me that she would even bring it up. She's like, "Oh, there's ornament and ornament gate and whatever." Like she said, I'm paraphrasing, like there's a scandal about it, so I'm going to talk about it. You're just trying to fill, you can't even fill 8 minutes anymore. Remember the good old days when she was making videos and they would be 8 to 9 minutes where she was just doing the bottom of the barrel, like the very minimum, the least that you could do to get paid. Now she's not even doing that. She's unable to normally work, and YouTube tells you, like, if you want to make the most amount of money, you have to have your video longer than 8 minutes, and she is unable to do that. Okay. So, this is my response to a public figure with over 200,000 people following her saying willfully that she's going to be mispronouncing a word because her mommy does. Okay. Enjoy yourself. Uh, I'm just going to say this once. You can say and do whatever you want because to me, I don't care what you do. In general, in the future, if it is that YouTube doesn't work out for you and you actually have to get another job, it's going to matter how you speak to people and what you say. So maybe you should think about this. So she knows that the word is ornament and that that is the correct pronunciation, and pronounces it incorrectly because her mom does. And this is a great example. And the only reason that I brought it up, like I said, I think it's petty and it's pointless. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. The only reason I brought it up is actually to say this. Just like with Rarity, she's saying, I have an excuse for not going over there. The posting read, call us. Again, just like that, she has an excuse for mispronouncing a word. Well, my mom says it like that too. Have you ever in your life taken any accountability or responsibility for your actions? Mispronouncing a word is not a big deal. It doesn't matter to me. It's okay. Do whatever you want. These are just tiny examples. And with Rarity, it's a glaring example of how she has never, not once, taken responsibility in her life for anything, always an excuse of why she does stuff. The thing is I have a whole video on this where I talk about this, and she just continues to prove me right. Ambi, I wish you all the best during this holiday season. Thanks for the wonderful videos. All right, that's about it for me today. I want to thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Please let me know what you think about this video in the comments and dislikes down below. There's another video popping up right here on a similar topic. Go and watch that if you want, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.